Hello, this is Psychic. Hello, this is the Psychic Craftswoman's vlog. I think this is episode 15. And today I have a fancy to have a go at dyeing one of my old skirts. So I take you along the journey of it, to see if I can make a better impression on that skirt. It's looking a bit tired. So it's a lovely day here, very hot. Excuse the frock. This I've got to watch, it tends to fall forward, and it's not a frock I wear out or when anybody's around because it's a bit too low. It was given to me, so I feel very blessed, and it's very cool in the hot weather, but it's a bit, what is it, not al dente, what is it, decollete or something? Anyway, onward with the video. Oh, and by the way, I noticed that the first bit of footage, the room seems to have gone at a bit of an angle. Now, of course it hasn't. Of course it was me and my lack of filming experience. It does straighten up in the rest of the, well, I straighten it up in the rest of the footage, but just that first footage looks like we're on a bit of a drunken tilt. Oh well, I'm only a novice. So I've for mind to have a go at dyeing. Not dyeing as in dyeing dead, but dyeing this skirt of mine, which is a very favourite skirt. I always feel very girly in it, and I made it about 6 years ago, and it's done very well. Lovely fabrics, polycotton, and it's got a little red kind of design in it. But it is looking tired, and I thought I would have a go at giving it a little bit of a boost. So, never dyed before. Well, I've tried 3 times, not actually tried. I did try a few years ago to do a bit of tie-dyeing, but it worked out all right, but I didn't repeat it. I've still got the fabric, and I will make a wall hanging with it sometime, but I mean that was when I was, oh, that must have been when I was in my 50s, so that's got to be 5, 10, about 20 years, another project waiting to be done. Well, as a craft person, you do have a lot of projects on the go, and it is as it is. It's just nice to have things you might have a go at doing. So I'm in the back kitchen at the moment, and I'm just going to put the skirt in the washing machine. I did think I might be able to dye another fabric with it. I've got another old skirt that needs doing, but maybe I'll just do the one for the moment, because it might be too much for the dye. So we'll have to, it's just an experiment really. Now, I'm dyeing this with Dylan, why do I call it Dylan? Dylon dye, bought from the UK rather than here in France, so that I would have English instructions on it. I needn't have worried, because there are YouTube videos to help me out. Anyway, I've got plum red, which is quite a deep purplish red. Now, I don't anticipate that this is going to go the colour of the dye, the total colour of the dye, because it is a darkish colour anyway. But if it's poplin, I think I said polycotton, but it's a poplin. I think that's a mix of fibres So if some of the fibres take the dye and some of them don't, that's all right, because it will just give the skirt a new look. The skirt has been just used on the farm. I use it on the farm now, as I say, because it's been looking a bit tired. So, well, we'll see. So I'm just going to put it in the washing machine. Meanwhile, I'm cooking dinner. I need to have a shower as well. It's midday actually, but I've been out in the garden and I'm all itchy. I always get hot when I get itchy. My hair gets itchy. So I need to go and dunk myself. And I'll put this in the washing machine just to damp it. They said to damp it. You've got to put the fabric into the washing machine damp. But I mean, I thought it was easier to put it through a wash cycle, so I hope it doesn't get too wet in the wash cycle. Yeah, oh, you can only try, can't you? So off we go. Right, I'm back to do the next step of the dyeing. I'm showered, I've done lunch, I've changed. Anyway, onwards. This is the Dillon again, the Dylon dye. You take this off apparently. You take the, there's a piece of paper you take off the top, and that's the tub. It's got an, oops, better not tip it over, otherwise everything will splash out. And it goes in the washing machine for a 40-degree cycle, and you put that on top of, I'll put that on top of the skirt, and I'm off for a nap. I think I might go to a meditation tonight, and it might be a bit of a late night, so I've decided to have a nap. Oh. You can when you're working from home. Well, I did make a little bit of footage before this bit of footage, but I forgot to press the record button, and so anyway, what I've done, I've had my nap, I've done some work on the computer, I've now in the middle of doing my washing up. This is the back kitchen I'm in, this is my messy kitchen, my front kitchen. Oh, sorry, I thought it was my battery, but it's the washing machine saying that it's done, because the dyeing cycle to dye the skirt finished, and I took it out to have a look. And I showed you, but that's the footage I didn't, because you might not be as keen and enthusiastic as me, of course. But anyway, the washing machine's finished, so I'm just going to go and have a look to see what we've got. And it's not very good lighting in here. I think one of the light bulbs has gone. Anyway, it's turned out very dark. It's almost dark brown. Which is a bit of a surprise, although the stitching has gone slightly redder, but which I hoped there would be a little bit of coloration. So anyway, it's dyed all right. So I've got a new skirt, so I'm going to have to do something with this because it's a little bit flat, because the other colour, oh dear. So, just a minute. Look. I'm leaning on these. Oops. These are all peaches my partner pulled off the tree the other day. the squirrel was, I've dropped some on the floor now. Oh dear. Oh, I'll pick them up in a minute. Sorry, I bumped you then. Anyway, the squirrel had, while he was out cutting the farm on Sunday afternoon with the tractor, he saw a squirrel on his way up into the peach tree. The peaches aren't very ripe at the minute. Well, they're not ripe at all. So he went out there and got the peaches picked. So I'll have to ripen them indoors now. So it's another job. So I don't know what I'm going to do with the 122 he picked, but I don't suppose all of them are going to be usable. But I've got to go and have a look at them in a minute. But you won't want to do that because this isn't the farm video about life on the small holding. This is about me dyeing this skirt, and it's a success. This will encourage me to go dyeing quite a lot of other stuff as well. Hey, actually that's a good idea because it saves wastage. Like in my stash I've got some fabric that isn't quite the right colour, you know, when it arrives. I buy it online mostly. When the fabric arrives it's not quite the right colour, or you bought some fabric for another project and you've got some left over, and again it's not quite the right colour. So I mean, for instance, I've got an old duvet cover that I use on our settee in the front room. We've got leather chairs, or a leather settee, and it's our favourite go-to place for having a bit of a nap in the afternoons. Going to bed in bed for a nap doesn't seem right. So we go on that settee. So I've got a duvet cover that needs pepping up. So I think I'll do that next. Anyway, I'm going to put this out on the line and I'll catch you later. Ah, gosh, my hair looks white, doesn't it? What do you think? Anyway, I'm outside because I've put that skirt on the line, and I'd like to finish off the this vlog. So I'm just a minute. Just gonna do a bit of seeing where I'm going. Going across to where I hung it up on the Arbury. Amongst my other washing, and it's come out jolly nice. It's slightly lighter on camera, but I think it'll dry lighter as it dries. But I'm very pleased with it. Honestly, wasn't that pleased when I took it out of the washing machine. But you know, it's darker indoors, and the colour is showing better here. What I noticed was that it's looking slightly coloured. The fabric has a little pattern in it, and I didn't think that had caught the colour, different colour. I thought it might, but I didn't think it had. But now it's out in the air, I can see that it does look slightly too coloured, which I'm very pleased about. I've also noticed that the stitching, the cotton I sewed it in, must have been, well, must have been two colours. One must have been a cotton thread, and one must have been a synthetic thread, because some of the thread hasn't dyed. Where am I? Oh, sorry. That hasn't dyed, but this one has. So I've got, no, wait, this one has. So I've got one red stitch work and one red stitch here, which gives it a bit of a contrast. Unfortunately, I didn't remember this, but the skirt had got ripped, probably on the fence wire when we was going in and out the gates. And of course if I put a patch on that, then that's not going to be the same colour as the skirt. So what I'm going to do is got a couple of ties, just for show really. So I'm going to take them off. They'll be easy to take off. Sorry, I'm waving you all about. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that down there, sew that down there, and then sew that down the other side. Actually, I've noted, yes, there's two. There's already a panel in there, so that'll look all right. Also, the skirt needs taking up a bit because it is round about my ankles and I have lost a bit of weight. But anyway, I'm very pleased with it. Yay! Even the buttons have dyed a slightly different colour. There's a couple of repairs needed. As I noticed that stitch is undone. Also, I'll have to replace the elastic at some point. I noticed the top of the waistband, where the elastic rubs the fabric, it's starting to go in a little bit of a holes. But hey, you know, good job. Yeah, I'm very pleased. I'm very enthused now. I'm thinking about all the other things I can dye. I hope you enjoyed sharing my dyeing experience. Honestly, it's a very, very good way of saving a bit of money. The pot of dye cost about, from Amazon, I think it cost about £6 or £7, around that mark. And for that money, you get a new article. And for instance, that skirt I've just dyed, that was really starting to head towards being recycled as patchwork pieces. I had to cut it up for patchwork because it really was looking a little bit worn out. So, of course, when I wore it, I felt like I was worn out because that looked worn out. It's surprising when you put something tidy on, even indoors, that you do feel better. I'm not saying dressed up as in office, but if you just put something tidy on, it does make you feel brighter. And definitely that skirt, as I've shown you, has definitely made it'll make a good piece of clothing to wear for hopefully a few more years. It needs patching and it will need repair because some of the seams are getting a bit broken, but it might take long to do, a 5-minute job here and there, and I saved myself a bit of money, which is always good. Anyway, I'm going to meditation this evening, and it'll probably be an outside meditation, so it'll be all very good. So bye for now, hope to see you soon. Bye.